Hey, so if you are a business owner, you've probably noticed videos are absolutely everywhere, from your websites to socials to even in your email newsletters. People are sending thank you videos, etc., things like that. Because of that, you probably want to do videos as well. And you're probably wondering how much it's going to cost you. I'm going to give you the exact numbers that you should be looking at budgeting if you want to get videos done, especially here in Australia. So I'm Jacob, I'm the director of Unreal Media. I've been in business for just over 6 years now. And because of that, not only am I going to base the numbers that I give you on this video on kind of what we charge, but also what I've seen other people charge and what I've gotten feedback from with my own clients about what they've paid in the past with other people. So I'm just kind of packaging all that together. I'm going to give you the ranges of what you can expect and then what those ranges actually mean, because how long is a piece of string? Well, I'm actually going to tell you how long it is so that you can actually go as informed as possible when you're about to get a video done. So for like short social media videos, you can expect anywhere between $400 to $1,500. For explainer videos, you can expect anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000. For your business brand videos, so your big full-on crazy videos, anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 plus. I'll get into what that means in just a moment. And your customer testimonials, anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. And if you were going to do volume content, like a monthly video package, expect anywhere between typically $2,500 a month to $6,000, $8,000 a month as like a, pretty realistic range. And on that note, I will say doing your videos monthly, like it tends to be more cost effective long-term versus going out and getting things done one at a time. For example, here at Unreal Media, our minimum call out rate is a half day. Typically, I recommend to people that are inquiring, get a full day with us, pay a bit extra, because in that full day, we can get so much more done, get you more volume. There's more ability later for you to get more bang for your buck. So it's one of those things that you need to keep in mind. And then obviously, if you're getting it done monthly, typically most video companies, have a little discount or something, or some sort of bulk discount, or they make it sexy for you. Now, what do these ranges actually mean? Again, this is the how long is a piece of string bit, and I'm going to tell you how long it is. So on the lower ends, you're typically working with like a freelancer or someone who's just starting out. They're looking to get some experience. On the higher ends, you're typically working with somebody that's going to be worth that money for you, or an agency that's worth that money for you, hopefully. Now, when it comes to the business brand videos, I can very much testify to that one, because that's what we love to focus on here at Unreal Media. The reason why you would spend $10,000 plus for a video like that is there is a lot of planning, a lot of filming days involved, and a lot of editing involved. And if you're gonna spend on like the way lower amount of it, it's gonna probably be that very typical corporate video with some crappy music behind it, and it's just not gonna work. Like, there's no blunter way to put it. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna be interesting. So at the end of the day, you pay for what you get. What I say for us here at Unreal Media, we wanna be the option that you pay it once, you don't have to pay it again. You get what you get, right? But in saying that, if you don't have those kinds of budgets, you can still get exceptional value with people that are around that mid-range. But I'd always say, try and stick away from the lower end unless you really trust that this person knows what they're doing, or you're trying to give them an opportunity or some nature in that regard. You're a business owner, so you're competent enough to understand what you're paying for, I'm assuming. And then obviously on the higher ends, it's pretty self-explanatory. Also, the other thing, how long is a piece of string? On the lower end, you can typically expect a lower volume of content or less filming time. On the higher end of things, higher volume of content, more amount of filming time. No one needs to be overcomplicating this for anybody. Like, you really should have clarity as to what you're gonna be getting delivered for the money that you're paying before a camera hits record. And if you don't have clarity as to what you're actually getting out of what you're paying for before you hit record, I'd probably wanna have that conversation with the person that you've just paid the money for, essentially. So just make sure you have clarity with the person that you're working with. Make sure they know what they're doing. Make sure that they've got a shot list, a video brief. The other thing that you might be wondering is, will video pay off? It's very easy to get ROI on a video on something like social media, YouTube, but it can sometimes be a little bit hard to see or understand the ROI of a video on something like your website, or in your email marketing, or when you send it out in your capability statements and you meet the team type things. What I will say though is, because I always love calling our clients, when you do a video for the back end of your system, so let's say for example, you're sending out a thank you video with your quote, you're gonna stand out naturally across all the other people that are sending out quotes within that tender or whatever. You've got a thank you video attached to your quote, they're gonna spend more time on your quote because they're watching the video. So naturally they're gonna feel like they know you. To track that, you just need to get feedback. Hey, what did you think of the video? Like if you win the job, hey, what did you think of the video? You know, if they say, yeah, I watched it, it was great, and you keep getting that consistent feedback, then you obviously know that that was a pretty big factor as to why they ended up choosing it. When it comes to your videos on your website, you can, within your analytics, like Hotjar, little things like that, you can, you know, obviously see the dwell time. Are people spending longer on your website now that the video is there? If they are, perfect, that signals to Google that it's an important page. It's gonna help with your SEO as well. So your SEO agency will thank you. If they're spending longer on your page, it typically means they're building up interest. It typically means there's a high chance they're going to become a lead. And the best way to obviously track that is through those plugins, through chatting with an expert, but also when you land the jobs or when you get the leads, calling up the person when you're on the call with them or in person, whatever it is, saying, oh, what do you think of the videos? Or hey, did you end up seeing that video? If you want to make it simple for yourself as a small, medium, and large, a small budget is best for if you're just wanting to dip your toe in the water and work with somebody that is also kind of dipping their toe in the water. A medium budget is typically where the majority of people will sit, and it's where I recommend you go if you're doing like, you know, volume content. If you're just trying to get a lot of stuff out that is of a high quality. Your large budgets, like if you're spending $20,000+ for like one sort of package, then that's typically when you're doing that for a genuine purpose, like your brand video. Something, the way I always say it needs to be evergreen. If you're gonna spend that much money on something, it needs to be evergreen. What's evergreen? Basically, I want you to get that video and not have to update it or not have to re-release it for years. At the end of the day, if you're gonna spend a lot of money on something, you're going to want it to be able to be used for years to come so that you get the most bang for buck for it. So if you want help with your video or putting a plan together or getting an understanding of some pricing, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Unreal Media. So obviously the links are in the description of this video, and start small if you need to. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you don't have to jump headfirst into a bloody ocean. You can just get in, see what it's all about. But I will say, if you are going to start small, at least start with videos that can be used for years to come. When we're kicking off with a new client that's never really done content before, and I try to say, let's just build up the foundations first. Let's get something nice on the website. Let's go interview some of your customers and get, you know, video testimonials. Get those little things built out first, because they're gonna make the most amount of impact, because that's typically how you're already getting business anyways, through those avenues. So let's put a video where it's already working rather than starting something from scratch. Once you've got those things in those places, then cool, you're probably gonna see an increase in your conversion rates. Utilize that extra profit to then kick off into the social media game and do that volume, like churn and burn type content. So I hope that helps.